This is question 5 of Civil Engineering paper K 2017 afternoon session. Consider the following statements related to the pore pressure parameters A and P. Statement P, A always lies between 0 and 1. Statement Q, A can be less than 0 or greater than 1. Statement R, B always lies between 0 and 1. Statement S, B can be less than 0 or greater than 1. For these statements, which one of the following options is correct? So in this question, there are 4 statements given related to pore pressure parameter A and B. We need to select the correct statement among these 4 statements. So this question is from the topic of pore pressure parameters. You may study about pore pressure parameters in detail by watching lecture 23. Pore water pressure and Skempton's equation, Advanced Soil Mechanics by Professor Srideep Sekharan, IIT Guwahati. So, in the undrained triaxial test, the information of pore water pressure becomes important to define the effective stress and mechanical behavior of soil. In this regard, Skempton in one of his general paper gave an equation relating to pore water pressure and the stresses given during the 2 stages of the triaxial test. So here in this equation there is a parameter A and B. So B and A or A and B are called pore pressure parameter A and B, which are defined by Skempton. So here, if we talk about the pore water pressure parameter B, so in this equation, del U is equal to B del sigma 3 plus A del sigma 1 minus del sigma 3. So B is equal to 1 by 1 plus NCW by CS. So here the CW is representing the compressibility of the pore or pore of the soil. So for fully saturated case, the pore or void is filled with water. In that case, the compressibility of the pore fluid becomes equivalent to 0 due to water. So we know due to incompressibility characteristics of water, the compressibility of pore can be taken as 0. So in that case, if we put 0 in this equation, so we will get B is equal to 1. Now for partially saturated soil, that void is filled with water and air both. So in that case, there will be some value of compressibility, and that is defined by here in this equation CF. So this will possess some value. So in that case, B will also have some value. Now for the dry state, if all the water voids is expelled or is removed with air, so in that case, due to high compressibility of air, the value of CF becomes very high. So if this is very high, so this denominator will very high. So in that case, B becomes 0. So we can say here, or we are observing, this value of B is somewhat related to this saturation of the soil. As the saturation increases, the B value increases, and the B value lies between 0 to 1. Now, as far as pore water pressure parameters A is concerned, so in this equation, it can be seen this 1 by 3 is written as A, but there is an assumption that soil is perfectly elastic, but in practical the soil is not perfectly elastic. So that is why this 1 by 3 is replaced by A, and A is a function of this A parameter is a function of loading, which is given during both the stages of the triaxial test. So the value of A, that is in beginning, in the first stage, it is related to the stress history of soil, that is OC or NC. And in the second stage, this A is written as AF. So in that case, AF varies between minus 0.5 and 1.5. And also Skempton has given the value of AF for different condition of soil, as it can be seen. So we are observing here the value of AF is less than 0, or that is in negative, and also it is having greater than 1 value. Now coming to this question, statement P, A always lies between 0 and 1. No, it can be greater than 0 or it can be less than 0. It can be greater than 1 or it can be less than 0. So a statement P becomes incorrect. So a statement Q, A can be less than 0. Yes, A can be negative, or greater than 1. Yes, it can be greater than 1. So pore water pressure A can be less than 0 or greater than 1. So statement Q becomes correct. Now statement R, B always lies between 0 and 1. Yes, B is a function of saturation of soil. So the value of B lies between 0 and 1. So this statement is also correct. The next statement, statement S, B can be less than 0 or greater than 1. No, the value of degree of saturation always lies between 0 to 1. So that is why B also varies in that proportion, or we can say B always lies between 0 to 1. It cannot be negative and cannot be greater than 1. So this statement becomes incorrect again. So statement S is incorrect. So among these 4 statements, we are observing that statement Q and R is correct. So if we check the option, so Q and R is given in option C. So option C will be the correct answer for this question. Thank you.